Welcome to the Mischief. I'm Vallen, and this is Witchery, a Minecraft mod by Emoniph. I'm going to be covering the different brew effects as seen in your Witchery book. So, if you have annotations turned on, you should see on the screen some different options. Feel free to skip ahead to the area that you would like, and if you like, I should leave a link somewhere on the screen so that you can click back again if you wanted to check out other ones. Otherwise, I'm just going to move straight along and you can watch and find out and learn. Remember, this is just part one. I'll be doing a little bit more after this. Okay, so to start, you should have your Witch's Brews book to help you out. It's definitely going to be very, very useful here. Now, you can, of course, read through the entire thing as you desire, but essentially what we're going to be covering today is level 1 effects. We're not going to be covering all of them, though, because there's, I think, 19 of them in there that I can go over. We're going to be covering the first 10. So to start off with, Snowburst and Trail. So, this one here, I set these up so that you could see what it is I am doing, or was doing. I have a piece of Mandrake, which is just required for a level 1 power spell. And then we also have the different power-up abilities, level 2, level 3, level 4, and this just increases the power of the level 1 spell. So I know that me saying level in two different places is a bit confusing, but just keep in mind that if it's level 1 under effects in here, effect level, then that's all we're doing here. This is just going to increase the power of that spell. So, the effect level is 1, but power level 1, 2, 3, and 4. And you'll have to add all of these as you go if you're to increase them. Then you add in the main ingredient, which I will have highlighted at the top here of each of the posts, and then you add in the remaining modifiers, which is going to, in this case, I have only added area of effect. I did not increase duration or any of that stuff. Nothing fancy, so would do wood ash, cocoa beans, and wispy cotton. Now, of course, you'll have to add these in specific orders, and then most of them are going to be a splash potion, which is like a artichoke globe, I think a water artichoke globe, or gunpowder, and you'll see the ones that are not as we go along. But I don't actually need any of these things right now because I've already made all these potions. So the first one is going to be Snowburst and Trail. I'm going to grab one of these and one of these. And this is like level 1 to level 4 of the power and area of effect, or the extent as it is listed in your book here. If you go in here, we have effects. Actually, let me go this way. It's easier to go through the brews here. So if you go here, increase extent. Let's see if I can actually click on there. And this increases its area of effect, which I will be referring to as AOE, area of effect. Now, with that in mind, we have specific things. Of course, you're going to need to add a snowball in the middle there. If you don't know how to make brews, then feel free to check out my other videos that explain extensively how you can do this for yourself. But with these, the Snowburst and Trail is very simply done. I have shown this one off in the past, and you can see here I have done a little experimentation. But to give an idea, a regular low-level Snowburst one here, when hitting the ground, will have a small area of effect. When you use the big one, it covers a much bigger area, but the area of effect on the critter is going to be about the same. Let's see here. Tossed on there. They both get affected because they are right next to each other. These two aren't exactly that close, but perhaps I can catch them both with that one. So you can see that the snow is close by, and there we go. Yeah, because the area of effect of the splash potion is bigger, it's going to include that one. Whereas this one here, I have it close by, but it didn't even catch that cow. So we've got the low level one that is only going to affect a small area, the high level one which is going to affect a larger area, but I mean, I have the area of effects on these increased as well, but you can at least see what those do. And as these guys travel, if you just hit the critter and not the ground, as they travel, there we go, they will leave snow trails on ground that they can leave snow trails on. Now, on top of that, there's a little side effect that you you can do here that's kind of not nice, really. But let's hit this guy, a snow golem, with this one of these spell effects, and you'll see that he might be a little snow overloaded, and in time he may expire. Yeah, and the stronger the brew that you use, the quicker it happens. So you can see he's got the effect on him, and over time he might snow overload. So it's a little bit of fun. It's one way of taking out people's snow golems. If they have a snow golem army, you could use this type of potion to defeat said army so that you don't die from their snowballs. But it will take a little bit of time. And yes, the low level will work as well. It just takes a little bit longer before that happens. So you can use the area of effect increases for both the area effect increase items as well as increasing the power. So you can do that, but it's not really... I guess the area of effect, if you do this, will increase the splash potion radius. Whereas if you increase the area of effect with the power level, then it will increase the snow dispersal area on the ground. But of course, as you increase the power, it also lessens the time for the snow golem's lifespan, which he only has a couple hearts as it is anyway. But so to get into the next one, we have swim speed. Now, this one here I do find to be quite a bit of fun, and there's very little difference between... actually, let me teleport over here to the water area. There we go. So there's very little difference between these ones, but splash potion, and I'm on the ground, and I'm in the water, and here we go. You can see me moving on the mini-map. I am going pretty darn fast, and I turn around, and I've gone a good distance. I mean, you can swim really crazy on here, but the problem is you can't turn at all. It's it's really difficult. Now, I did time this with one type of potion and the other, and the difference is you can go a tiny bit faster with higher levels of swim speed. It's not as much as one might think. Now, yeah, that was quite a bit, but I did go into an open area of map and just kind of like compare how far I could go, as opposed to, with one as opposed to the other. It actually wasn't as far as I thought, but still, it will increase your speed on that considerably. And the only effect there is for that is the the area of effect will only affect the area of your splash potion. Increasing the power, like I said, all that does is just increase your speed by a little bit, and that'll go away in about 30 seconds or so. So let's get the next ones here. Ender Inhibition. Now, this one is pretty cool. I'm going to grab one of these here and one of these here. Next, I'm going to teleport to the end portal, and then we're going to jump into the end, because we're better to find Endermans than in the end. And here we are. We are now in the end, and you can see that there are plenty of Endermen around. Now, I feel that if I just hit them while I'm in creative, you're actually not going to see them try and teleport. So, I have prepared some armor here that I will just kind of click on myself. Actually, I don't even need the arrow or the bow. That was because I was getting rid of the Ender Dragon earlier. But let me put these items on. And there we go. Now change my game mode, and you can see that there are Endermen nearby. Now if I use this Splash Brew of Ender Inhibition, it will effectively prevent them from teleporting away. So if I just punch this guy, come here you. Yeah, you can see that I'm punching and he's not going away. And this other guy that did not get affected did teleport away. So you can see that it's quite effective for that. And of course, if I use the other potion, then it just affects a bigger splash area, which, thanks for that, you jerk. You go away. Now with Ender Inhibition, there is more to it than its ability to prevent the teleportation on Enderman. Of course, there are other things that can teleport players. So, depending on the level that you have and the witchery effectiveness of the player or the teleportation that is being performed, you might be able to stop them from teleporting away. So that is where this is really going to be helpful, as well as, I guess, the Enderman. And of course, that's what the power level represents. Now, the area of effect just represents the area that it can affect when splashing it on the ground. Now, you can turn these into gas potions as well, and it'll still, expand the gas area and so on, or liquid or whatever. Now, Moonshine, the next one here. This one's a bit different. You can't have it as a splash potion or gas potion or liquid potion. You have to be able to drink it because, well, it's Moonshine. So with this one, it's a bit more interesting here. I'm actually going to need something to attack me. So let's get an iron golem. Where is it? There we go. We're going to spawn one of these here. And you'll see when I go into regular game mode 0 here. Actually, let me get myself back up to full. There we go. I spawn him in, and by using the Brew of Moonshine, I now get a Feel No Pain buff. Now, it's the same as the level 4 version here, or, as higher versions, but when I go to attack this guy, he's going to attack back. And you see here that actually it didn't take as much health away. It took away like maybe a heart on the first one, and then it took away all my hunger. So it converts damage into hunger damage. So that can be helpful, but it's not really at this moment, at least. So let me go back, and I will drink my level 4 potion. That guy hit me really hard, so let's go and convince him that he needs to attack me again. There we go. And you can see there, I am now getting queasy, and it only took away like 1.5 meat pops, plus only about a half a heart. And, yep, there you go. So it converts the damage into hunger. You might take a tiny bit of health damage. Whoa. All right, hold on a second here. Let me repair myself, and hold on. Get a little bit of a cure. There we go. That's better. All right, so the effects are gone. But what that does is it will take less hunger, but it's going to increase the possibility of you getting queasy. So it's stronger and stronger Moonshine with the power level. That's what that will increase with that. So you're going to take less hunger damage, in which it converts your heart damage into hunger damage, but you'll take less hunger damage, effectively kind of shielding it, but you will more likely get queasy and nauseous. So make sure you have some milk on hand should you need it there. All right, part water. This one here is pretty cool. It's a lot of fun, but it's kind of weird how it works. Let me grab a small one and a big one. Now, of course, remember these. I just have these representing the 4 different power levels. You can have them in there. And tossing it on ground or on enemies isn't really going to affect anything. You need water. So if you find some water laying around like this, and you just kind of toss this in here. This is a low level one. It has to hit a surface. And once it hits the surface, it temporarily removes the water. So you can see here, I'm actually down here. There's no air bubbles. I know I'm in creative at the moment, but there's nothing there. Now, keep in mind though that you'd think, oh well, that looked kind of dark. I wanna put a torch down in there. Well, you can't really. See, it's kind of being replaced by dark, empty space that is kind of gaseous or something. So it's just pushing things away, and therefore you won't be able to place down the things like a torch. So if you extend this, you could have this last quite a while. But let's toss it into the water here. Oh, that's weird. I didn't see anything happen. Oh, look at that. There's a bubble on the bottom of the ocean. Cool. So it's got to hit a surface. Now, you could try switching this out to different effects. But for now, I found drinking it doesn't do anything, and some of the other effects aren't as useful. But just the regular splash potion works pretty good. So with that in mind, let's use a big one. Boom. Look at that. And you can just have fun with this. And remember, it's going to just cause wherever it hits to work. So it's not going to hit the the water, and I don't have this extended to last for very long periods of time. So you can see here it doesn't actually affect the squids either. They're not suffocating or anything. They're perfectly fine. So it just kind of removes the effect that there is water in that place. And with the part water, increasing the power and the area of effect are kind of different things. Increasing the power will increase the area. Increasing the area will increase the area. So they don't stack though. So the sign isn't quite right that I put up here, but it's kind of persnickety there. But let's move on, shall we? Let's get this out of here. We have Extinguish Fires. Those that have seen some of my videos before might know that I have shown this one before. Now, it's a very basic one. I mean, you just need a piece of coal, and with like this and this, you can effectively... Now, you notice here it says damage. Well, what? Wait, damage? Yes, it will cause damage to certain entities. Now, if you toss a splash brew of Extinguish at a level 1 area, it's here. Level 2, level 3, and level 4. So you can see it's quite effective at putting out fires, and it will affect multiple levels around above it. So it kind of does like a little dome, sort of like how I was removing the water before. But where it shines is actually with fighting blazes. So let's spawn in a blaze buddy here, and I'll toss him down. And there's two of them. Whoops. All right. Well, let's splash this guy with one, and nothing happens. The level 1 spell doesn't do anything. You need to have level 2 or more. So by tossing this one out, it of course, I extended the area on that one, and that was a max level with being level 4. It does damage to blazes. So with the Extinguish Fires, the damage to a blaze at level 1 does nothing. Level 2 does 4 hearts, level 3 does 6 hearts, and level 4 does 8 hearts. So it's quite effective, but some of the ingredients can be a bit, I don't know, expensive, so to make them quite that high. And I did try it out on multiple other enemies, but nothing really seemed to keep me, or nothing seemed to really work quite as well. Would you get out of here? So all right, Dissipate Gas. This one here is it's a bit glitchy, to be honest, but it can be extremely useful nonetheless. So let me grab a couple of these, a level 1 and a level 4, and this one just uses stone. So it's like, all right, well, that's not that bad, I guess. Let's see, what do I have here? A poltergeist, a banshee, and a specter. Oh boy. Well, guess what? I'm actually not going to use the poltergeist because they're invisible. The specters are very difficult to see and they run away. I'm going to use the banshee, but they get very loud. So what I'm going to do is turn my volume on here down quite a bit. Let's see here. Master level down to, let's bring it down to 3. That way you can still hear the banshee here. So the splash brew of Dissipate has 2 effects. One, it's supposed to, in an area, remove gaseous brew effects or other gases in that area. So it's supposed to work in that manner. The only way I was able to get it to function properly is in a liquid, but then when the liquid disappeared, the gas would kind of refill the area that it was. So it's not as effective as one might think with dissipating other brews. Even with like using it at a higher level on a lower level brew, it just wasn't quite working as well. But it works on spectral undead. So with this, I can throw this down here, and you can see it does a bit of damage. Yes, thank you for screaming. Let's just put her out of her misery there and go away. All right, back to the game. So you can see there, it actually did quite a bit of damage on her. The first level, here we go, damage here, level 1, 2.5 hearts. Level 2 does 5 hearts. Level 3 and level 4 does 7.5 hearts. So you'll definitely not want to spend the extra on making a level 4 version unless you just want the area of effect on there. But the power level will increase the damage done to a point. The area of effect will just affect the area that it affects on the ground. Nothing really spectacular there. It's not going to, where it splashes. So nothing really spectacular there. You could also use this in a gas cloud. So if you're being haunted by poltergeists in your area, make a few of these in gas clouds and just kind of like toss them around, or splash potions. But then the gas cloud, you can make it last longer and make sure that they die, so that you don't need to go hunting around trying to find the darn invisible guys. All right, so enough with Dissipate. Let's get into the next one. Grow flowers. This one here is one that I have often overlooked and shouldn't, because sometimes you need specific flowers and they are all in different biomes. Well, guess what? You can grow your own. That's right, you can grow your own flowers. It doesn't sound too practical. I know. But so increasing the power level on this is going to give you more flowers in the area that you have it affecting. So the area of effect will increase the area, and by increasing the area, you're also increasing the number of flowers total, but you'll usually get more dense flowers with a higher power level. So it's up to you how you want to do it, if it's just more area or more power. I found that the power increase usually tends to get you more flowers, so it all depends on the ingredients that you want to spend. So let's go try this out. All right, so here is an example of a little area. Now, it could just be a few flowers. Usually, I'm finding the average to be about 3 flowers on average. So there you go. Yeah. And it doesn't affect too big of an area. Oh, that was a really good one. But it's pretty good. So let's try one of these. In fact, I'm going to throw this in the same area. Boom. It's pretty darn huge, and this is like a max level, max area, and you can't really use this with gaseous potions or liquids because, well, those would wash the flowers away anyway. And look at this, pink tulips. So you really can't do too much with this besides splash potions. Drinking it won't do anything either, but it can be effective for getting flowers and not the grass like you would if you were bone mealing the ground or anything at a reasonable cost. I mean, if you really want to go low level, it's mandrake root, which you just keep regrowing those as often as you can. Or even netherwort if you want. You can go for the higher level if you don't want to do the mandrake roots. And you can toss in, just at least like one level of these, like a wood ash, which is really, really cheap, and maybe a piece of glowstone if you really want. But wood ash, come on, that's as cheap as you can get. This, and then toss in a piece of gunpowder or even a water artichoke globe. You're good to go, and you can start mass producing flowers for different spells or recipes or whatever else you may need them for. So just keep in mind that the area of effect will not stack with each other, and that's true of all these ones. Anytime that the power will increase the area of effect, it will not increase the area of effect of the spell either. So it's not going to double stack, like increasing the power increases the area, but increasing the area won't increase it any further. It'll just increase along with it at the same rate. So Fertilize. This one here is pretty cool. Let me grab the low level and the high level of this one. Now, the increasing the power on this one gives you more area of effect and a stronger effect. Increasing the area of effect just increases the area of effect. So I know that sounds a bit confusing, but this should help explain a bit. Let me hello, how you doing? Good to see you. You look a little derpy there. You got the east-west eyes going. But let me plant a bunch of these and you'll see the difference. Now, I of course have the low level and the high level. I've got a few different areas here so that you can see this, and I wanted to plant these as we're doing it so that you can see that they're not already like grown or something, because if I planted it in advance it really wouldn't make effect. Now, splash brew of Fertilize. Let's toss this in here. There we go. You can see it affected an area here. This was just a level 1, and it does a bone meal effect on the ground as well, and that was pretty good. Now let's hit the bigger one on this one here. Boom. You can see it's a much bigger area of effect, and it really, really bone mealed everything considerably. So it gave a really strong effect, whereas this one gave a really weak one. But you could easily toss a few of those out and get what you needed out of it from then instead of this one, because this one it used like a charge to tune stone and stuff. So if you wanted to make like the splash brew of Fertilize, this one was just like a mandrake, a piece of bone meal, and gunpowder with glass bottle. I mean, it's really basic. And 3 tosses and you've got like maxed out area effect for your crops or gardening or what. Now you'll notice though, the big difference between the flower one and the fertilizing one. Fertilizing one, you get everything. So it's going to affect flowers, grass, and all that. So you're going to get tons of seeds and things. Whereas the flower one is just flowers. Just flowers. Now, let's get back over here, and we've got the last one. The last but not the least, harvest. Now, let me grab the lowest and the highest of this. Now, this one here, increasing the power level will increase the area of effect. Increasing the area of effect will also increase the area of effect. And there's no stacking of those area of effects either. Now, this one, I did a bunch of testing on it, and I didn't really find it yielded more or less items in using these. So let's use a small one here. We'll toss this here. Yeah, looks good. There you go. And it cleared the area of the grass. And you can toss it in here, and it will give you, drops just like you were breaking them with your empty hand. And then you've got like the large one that I could use over here, and it will yield a much bigger area. And I couldn't tell you that it actually gives you more drops from that. I think it gives you the exact same. So whichever ingredient chain is easier for you, by increasing either the power or the area of effect, I wouldn't increase both because it like I said, it does not stack. As you need it will probably be good. So let me toss one of these over here. And you see there, it actually only harvested down there because it only goes about 1 block around, up and down. So there we go. You can do that. And let me toss it in the middle here. And you'll see it actually applied kind of an area. It all depends on how it hits things. So you want to be careful that you don't just waste one of these things if you want to. I'm going to toss this over there, and look, you get tons of seeds. Tons of, you get the normal amount of wheat, and you get your normal amount of seeds from this stuff, maybe a few more actually, but both of them yielded the same results as far as the quantities were concerned. So there you go. This was the end of part 1 of the Brew Effects series that I am running. Next time we're going to be covering the second half of level 1, which is going to be till land, planting, prune leaves, fell tree, pulverize rock, grow lily, wolf's bane, tin skin, and combustion. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If so, please give a like, thumbs up, subscribe, and don't forget to spread the mischief to others if you think that they would find this useful. And until next time, folks, I'll see ya.